of the June Rensselaer County Legislature meeting. We have a couple of presentations tonight, and we're going to start off with P 16725. This is a resolution commending Christian Jerome upon his 2025 NYS PHSAA championship in the 100-meter butterfly. And this is a presentation by legislators Casal, Patiri, and Wysocki, and we would invite Christian to come on up front with any family, friends, coaches, anybody that'd like to join you up front.
Right up here. Hey, Christian. How are you? Doug, come on. Tom, you better get up here. Doug's here. Okay, this is our resolution commending Christian Jerome upon his 2025 New York State Public High School Athletic Association Championship in the 100-meter butterfly. So I'm going to read this resolution off to you, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, whereas aware of the hard work and steadfast commitment by some of the exceptional youth in our county to excel in the competitive sports, it is consistent with the duty of this legislative body to recognize their achievements, and whereas high school swimming builds and strengthens self-reliance, mental toughness, competitive spirit, and self-discipline, preparing student athletes for future life goals. And whereas from assessing physical fitness and potential to understanding the significance of mental resilience and coachability, it's apparent that the success in swimming requires a careful blend of physical prowess and technical skills and emotional strength. Christian Jerome is a student at Hoosick Valley Central School, whereas presenting Section 2 at the New York State PHSAA, we went through that already, championship swim meeting, Christians captured a state title in the 100-meter butterfly and also delivered a standout performance in a 200 freestyle. And whereas Christian entered the meet with a 100-meter butterfly seat time of 48.17. During the preliminaries, he secured a top spot for the finals with a 48.62. He touched the wall in his personal best time of 48.04 in the championship to claim the state title. So whereas this outstanding performance not only solidified him as one of New York's premier swimmers, but also demonstrated his ability to perform under pressure and continue dropping time when it mattered most, and therefore it be resolved that this legislative body pause in deliberation so most joyously commends Christian Jerome upon winning the NYSPHSSA championship in a 100-meter butterfly, and be it further resolved that the clerk of legislature hereby directed transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to Christian Jerome. Congratulations, Christian. So Christian, I know that Christian got honored a week or 2 weeks ago with Senator Ashby in the Capitol, and then Assemblyman Medette honored Christian too. Too bad I couldn't be there for you guys, but I just know, listen to some of the speeches, and point 6, beating somebody for state titles like in swimming is an eternity. If you watch the Olympics and stuff like that, so hopefully, in the Olympics, and then maybe in a few years we're going to see you there. Is that correct? Yeah. See that? So I do want to congratulate the family, great family. Everybody's here. Coach. Oh, right now, so I'm going to give you time here. Anybody want to say anything? Okay.
I don't think I could run that far.
Right. Swimming's like wrestling. You're out there in front of everybody by yourself. It's up to you. Forget it. If you're not in shape, you're done. So now I'm going to have somebody come up here, Coach, or Christian. You could also both. Anybody come up here and say a few words. say thank you. Up there, say
Yeah, thank you.
And tell them about your future goals in Olympics.
There you go.
There you go. Christian, come on.
Oh, you're the one.
All right, Coach, I'm making an executive decision. You're going to have to get up and say something for him.
Trying to make him an adult. We're still working on that. So Christian's fantastic. He's been swimming for me for about 6 years, since he was about 8 or 9. Saw the talent and abilities in him at a very young age, and he's continued to prove hard work and dedication to the sport, swimming 6 or more days a week, traveling, and doing a lot to make sure that he is one of the best in the area, best in the state. This time also got him an All-American status, so he's an All-American athlete in the top 100 in the country in the event. So he continues to impress, and we are looking forward to some future meets and getting him again, possibly in a couple of years at the Olympic level. So thank you very much for this. We appreciate it. Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good job. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You can graduate. Yeah.
That's great. Okay. All right.
Usually are. So we graduate.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Can we do some pictures real quick?
Yes.
Just a friend of insert camera. So. All right. Your parents and family.
Here, and then we'll go quick so that they can do their thing. Awesome.
Engineering Christian.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you all very much. Okay, I don't see, we don't have anybody from the Sandvidge family here tonight, do we? No, okay. Okay, our next resolution is P 21925. This is a resolution commending Columbia High School head coach Shay Harrison upon being named the Channel 13 Girls Basketball Coach of the Year. And this is going to be a presentation by myself, legislators Grant, Bailey, and Fiacco, and I would invite Coach Harrison to come on up front. Anybody else you want to join us? Your family? Come on up.
Columbia High School is very fortunate. It's well known for its outstanding athletic teams that they field year after year. We are very familiar here in the legislature of honoring the various individual members who participate in the sports. Tonight is a special night. We're honoring 2 coaches for their outstanding achievement and how their inspiration of their team has allowed the teams to achieve success. First one is a resolution to our friend, or for our friend, Coach Shay Harrison. I'm going to read the resolution, and I think you'll be very impressed with the background of the teachers and coaches at Columbia High School when you hear this being read, as well as the next resolution as well. We're very fortunate, again, to have Columbia High School in our community in East Greenbush, and it's just a remarkable level of achievement that we feel should be recognized. Resolution commending Columbia High School head coach Shay Harrison upon being named the Channel 13 Girls Basketball Coach of the Year. Whereas, as it is the sense of our unique society to recognize the contributions and achievements of the citizens of Rensselaer County, this legislative body acknowledges with profound respect and admiration such an individual. And whereas attendant to such concern and fully in accord with our longstanding traditions, it is the intent of the Rensselaer County Legislature to convey its compliments and congratulations to Columbia High School coach Shay Harrison upon being named the Channel 13 Girls Basketball Coach of the Year. Whereas a good coach has passion and can identify individual strengths and weaknesses, motivating athletes to reach their personal best and to inspire them as a team to set clear goals and competitively strive to meet those goals. And whereas Dr. Shay Harrison is an accomplished scientist and an active community volunteer who exemplifies the term student athlete. And whereas Dr. Harrison was the valedictorian of the class of, should I say 1990? Thank you. As well as a News Channel 13 basketball all-star. So here's Shay back in the 90s is a News Channel 13 all-star, and take it a few years away from that, and now he's the Channel 13 Coach of the Year. So you haven't really progressed that far. He graduated from Rice University with a double major in engineering and English, and his academic honors included the College Freshman of the Year in 1991, Jones College Service Award in 1993 and 1994, and the Jones College Sports Award in 1994. And whereas, in addition, Dr. Harrison attended the University of Texas at Austin, where he earned a graduate degree in materials science and engineering, and in 1990 was awarded a Doctor of Philosophy. I don't know if I've got the right date on that. 1999 was awarded a Doctor of Philosophy in Material Science from the University of Connecticut. And whereas, while at UConn, Shay Harrison was the president of the student chapter of the American Society of Materials. He has worked at the Delphi Automotive Systems in Indianapolis, Indiana, and at Blash Precision Center in Menands. Dr. Harrison was a member of a team that worked on a National Institute of Standards and Technology Advanced Technology grant. Currently, he works as a materials engineer at Knowles Atomic Power Lab. Dr. Harrison holds several patents, is published in leading journals, and works as part of the Space Nuclear Propulsion Group. And whereas, Dr. Harrison volunteers as part of the Columbia High School Authentic Science Research Program and works with first and second grade students at Red Mill Elementary School. He also volunteers with the Mohawk Hudson Humane Society and the East Greenbush Library. Whereas he is a member of the Columbia High School Athletic Hall of Fame, and whereas Coach Harrison has been the girls' varsity basketball coach for 3 seasons. And whereas this year, Coach Harrison led the Columbia girls basketball team to a 14-3 record in the Suburban Council and a 19-4 overall record. And whereas the team won the Suburban Council grade division and returned to the Section 2 championship game for the first time since 1994. Now therefore be it resolved that in accordance with the tradition of this legislative body, to recognize those individuals whose superior achievements have contributed to the vitality of this community and the future of our youth, we hereby commend head coach Shay Harrison, and be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to head coach Shay Harrison. Congratulations, Shay. That deserves a round of applause. Would you like to say a few words?
I'll just say 2 things.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the honor. You guys dug deep on the information. You got some of the awards that I had forgotten about. I think I said the same thing at the Channel 13 dinner, that this is the first year in probably 10 years that I didn't have a technical foul as a coach. So clearly the lesson is don't get teased and you get the Coach of the Year award. So, so thank you very much. I really appreciate the honor. So.
I just got to say something.
Oh, there we go.
I couldn't let the opportunity go. So I've known Shay. I'm going to call you Shay. You know, all your accolades. If anybody spoke to Shay, nobody knows this tremendous background that he has. You're brilliant, right? But the kids related to him on a much different level. And talking about technical fouls, Coach Shea used to coach my son, and much younger group of kids, and it was a boys' basketball team at St. Jude's in Winenskill. And he was very patient. He was very tolerant, because it's tough, right? You're coaching this young group of boys who, they're all over the place. And my son was one of those kids who got several technical fouls. And Coach was always so kind and patient, and really spoke to good sportsmanship, being good citizens, and being good teammates. And that's what I think he really taught the kids at a much younger level. I hope it wasn't my son and his team who pushed you into the girls' basketball realm at this point, but I just want to offer my congratulations to you. You are an outstanding person, professionally and personally. Thank you.
I'd like to just say a couple things too. I don't know if you remember my son Luciano and Gianna Fiacco. Okay. Anyways, my son was a wrestler. I don't know if you knew, but he wrestled for many years. He's so. All right. But anyways, but my daughter was the president of the school. I don't know if you remember Gianna Fiacco. She actually held the thing at Hudson Valley for the school. With your leadership and going through, you've helped my children, anyways, achieve a lot more. They've been, one now is a Troy fireman, and the other one's an engineer at Regeneron. So life's been good, and I just think it's from the mentors from Columbia and everything, and I really appreciate what you've done for us. Thank you so much. That's all.
I think you said everything.
Very much.
Hey, congrats. Great job. Thank you. Good seeing you.
I told Ray that I was going to see you tonight, and he said congratulations. I will. Oh, yeah, there was a lot of those, so, yes.
Ray Hoffman, technical fouls? It's
Several,
unbelievable.
yes.
I yelled at the ref when they gave it.
Oh, man. Shit.
Kelly. Oh, from there.
Thank you, Coach Shea, and your family for being here. Our next resolution is P 22025. This is a resolution commending Columbia High School's physical education teacher and strength and conditioning coach, Tom Labardi, upon being named the New York State Coach of the Year. This is a presentation by the same legislators who are here, and I would like to invite Coach Labardi to come on up front. Bring anybody else you'd like to join you.
Coach, thank you for coming. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Again, another big day in East Greenbush, Columbia High School. Another outstanding coach. Again, motivating people to achieve their best and be in the best physical condition, and so they can get through and achieve all these championship teams throughout the years. Resolution commending Columbia High School's physical education teacher and strength and conditioning coach, Tom Labardi, upon being named the New York State Coach of the Year. Whereas, as it is the sense of our unique society to recognize the contributions and achievements of the citizens of Rensselaer County, this legislative body acknowledges with profound respect and admiration such an individual. And whereas attendant to such concern and fully in accord with our longstanding traditions, it is the intent of the Rensselaer County Legislature to convey its compliments and congratulate to Columbia High School's physical education teacher and strength and conditioning coach, Tom Labardi, upon being named the New York State Coach of the Year in the Northeast region by the National High School Strength Coaches Association. That's a remarkable achievement. I think that deserves a round of applause in itself. Whereas a good coach has passion and can identify individual strengths and weaknesses, motivating athletes to reach their personal best and to inspire them as a team to meet and set clear goals and competitively strive to meet those goals. And whereas Tom has a bachelor's degree in communications and a teaching degree in physical education and athletics. Tom is also certified through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And whereas Columbia High School's physical education teacher and strength and conditioning coach, Tom Labardi, has been named the New York State Coach of the Year, again in the Northeast region by the National High School Strength Coaches Association. The Northeast region covers an area from Maine to Virginia. And whereas over the past few years, Mr. Labardi has worked to improve Columbia's weight room and physical education offerings to students, and with his colleagues, has added a new Fit for Life class to the high school curriculum. Fit for Life is a circuit-based cardiovascular strength and endurance training class, which may be a more attractive option for students who don't enjoy traditional physical education class. And whereas Tom coaches physical education classes, including personal performance and Fit for Life, he oversees the weight room and wellness room, which approximately 75 to 100 students use after school to improve their health and fitness. And whereas Coach plans to further enhance the weight room facilities and create a mentorship program for students at Howard L. Goff Middle School. That's wonderful. That's a fantastic goal to do, starting them relatively early, working their way up through the system. It's an outstanding achievement. Now, therefore, be it resolved that in accordance with the tradition of this legislative body to recognize those individuals whose superior achievements have contributed to the vitality of this community and the future of our youth, we hereby commend Coach Tom Labardi upon being named the New York State Coach of the Year, and be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to Coach Tom Labardi. Would you like to say a few words? Thank you.
They forgot I got a master's degree too. I mean, I know I'm not Shay. I think some of those degrees were Shay. Some of those were made up. That don't even sound real. No, it's just it's a great honor, and the recognition means everything to me. And my beautiful wife is my biggest fan, and my boss Ryan has been nothing but supportive, and this means a lot to me, and I appreciate your time. Thank you, guys.
No, I don't want to talk. I want to talk to him, that's all. That's all. Hey, so did you know Luciano or no?
They probably weren't there yet.
Come on.
All good things tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate the coaches and certainly our student athletes. Outstanding job. Congratulations to everybody. Okay, it is 6:36. I'm going to call our regular meeting to order. Have no speakers?
No speakers.
No speakers tonight? Okay, the meeting is called to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Bailey? Here. Mr. Cassell? Here. Mr. Choquette? Here. Mr. Fiacco? Here. Mr. Fleming? Here. Mr. Goleski? Here. Mr. Genrin? Here. Mr. Grant?
Present.
Mr. Grimm?
Here.
Mr. Harrington?
Present.
Mr. Leverage?
Here.
Mr. Maloney? Ms. Nichols? Mr. Patiri?
Here.
Mr. Rogers?
Here.
Ms. Weaver?
Here.
Mr. Wysocki?
Here.
Mr. Zaluski?
Here.
Chairwoman Hoffman?
Here.
There are 17 present and 2 absent.
Before we get to the invocation, I would like to just extend our thoughts and prayers to Legislator Maloney. He experienced a death in his family today, and I just want to offer our condolences to Bill and his family and offer, if we could, a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Invocation, Mr. Grant.
We offer this prayer in the memory of Legislator Maloney's stepfather. Heavenly Father, we gather today with gratitude for your blessings and anticipation for the month of June. As we embrace new beginnings and transition into the summer season, we ask for your guidance and wisdom as we face the challenges and opportunities before us. May your Spirit guide our discussions, inspire our decisions, and bring us closer to your will. We pray for the month to be filled with joy, peace, and fruitful outcomes. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Grimm.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, before we begin, while we're in reflection, also bring to everyone's attention that Legislator Nina Nichols' brother passed away, and that's the reason she is not here tonight. So if we could remember him also in our thoughts and reflections as well.
Thank you, and I would,
Nina's brother.
Nina's brother passed away, legislator, yeah. So if I could also, at this time, just ask for a moment of silence for Nina and her family, please. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Harrington,
Madam Chair, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the regular meeting of May 13th, 2025, and approve the minutes as printed.
I'll second.
I have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll get on to the agenda. Presentation of petitions.
On file?
Presentation of communications.
On file?
Reports of communications.
On file?
Departmental reports.
On file?
Reports of standing committees.
On file?
Local laws.
There are none tonight.
Okay. G, 22425.
G 22425, resolution authorizing an intermunicipal agreement with Berlin Central School District for a deputy sheriff school resource officer position and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff. Introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 22525.
G 22525, resolution authorizing an intermunicipal agreement with Brunswick Central School District for a deputy sheriff school resource officer position and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff. Introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 22625.
G 22625, resolution authorizing an intermunicipal agreement with East Greenbush School District for a deputy sheriff school resource officer position and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff. Introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 22725.
G 22725, resolution authorizing an intermunicipal agreement with Hoosick Valley Central School District for a deputy sheriff school resource officer position and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff. Introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 22825.
G 22825, resolution authorizing and directing the Rensselaer County Chief Fiscal Officer to correct the 2025 tax rolls for the town of Pittstown, Bureau of Tax Services, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 22925.
G 22925, resolution authorizing an agreement with Hudson Valley Community College for Educational Services, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23025.
G 23025, resolution authorizing and directing the Rensselaer County Chief Fiscal Officer to correct the 2024 school tax rolls for Brunswick Central School District, Bureau of Tax Services, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23125.
G 23125, resolution authorizing agreements with Star Children's Center, Inc. for preventative services, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23225.
G 23225, resolution authorizing acceptance of allocations from the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance, authorizing an agreement with St. Paul's Center, and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23325.
G 23325, resolution authorizing the purchase of computer equipment, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23425.
G 23425, resolution authorizing the purchase of one vehicle, Office of the Rensselaer County Clerk, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23525.
G 23525, resolution authorizing a contract with JR Proprietors, Inc. for the Summer Food Program, Unified Family Services, Department of Youth, introduced by legislators Harrington, Casal, and Gillespie.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23625.
G 23625, resolution amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Unified Family Services, Youth Services, introduced by legislators Harrington, Casal, and Gillespie.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23725.
G 23725, resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant award from the New York State Department of State and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23825.
G 23825, resolution authorizing an agreement with Catalyst Courts and Land Records LLC for software support and maintenance, Department of Probation, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 23925.
G 23925, resolution authorizing the repair of a grade all excavator, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 24025.
G 24025, resolution authorizing a contract for paper, plastic, and associated food service items for the Rensselaer County Departments, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G,
G
24125.
24125, resolution authorizing a contract for cleaning products, chemical solutions, and miscellaneous janitorial supplies for the Rensselaer County Departments, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 24225.
G 24225, resolution authorizing a contract for the purchase of copy, printing paper, and supplies for the county departments, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 24325.
G 24325, resolution amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Department of Health, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Generin, Rogers, and Nichols.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 24425.
G 24425, resolution authorizing contracts for cold mix bituminous paving, equipment rental, and calcium chloride, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 24525.
G 24525, resolution authorizing contracts for the purchase of gravel and ice control sand, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 24625.
G 24625.
Can I speak on my vote? No, go ahead.
On this, the 246? Yep.
Resolution authorizing contracts for painting of traffic lines, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
Mr. Harrington?
Yeah. I'm probably going to vote against this. I guess unfortunately, we're not here to micromanage this Rensselaer County. And I got a lot of heck for even asking questions. I'm real concerned about this, the bids that went out. This is correct by the bids, so I'm not saying it's incorrect. But we bid 320 miles of yellow road, yellow lines on road, it's twice that, but there's two of it. So we're doing 320, according to the bid, we're doing 320 miles of yellow and 85 miles of white. And the white, I've never gotten a call on the yellow line, but we get all kinds of calls, or I do as a legislator, on the white. I think the white's probably more important than the yellow. It keeps you from running off the road at night when it's raining. Most people call and say, where's the white lines? Where are the white lines? The yellow lines are there for a purpose, but I can tell you from experience, nobody pays much attention to them when you run a piece of farm machinery down the road. That yellow line doesn't mean anything. They pass you and they can pass you. But, so, I don't understand why we bid 320 miles of yellow. That's almost all the highway we have. I don't believe we're gonna do 320 miles of yellow. And actually, if we adjusted the bid to do equal amounts of yellow and white, the opposite bidder would be a better bid by $23,000. So I just don't understand why we bid all that. And if we're gonna bid 320 miles of road yellow this year, then we only got 13 miles left next year. It lasts more than a year. So I'm gonna vote against this just because of that, and I have difficulty asking any department heads any questions, so I don't know the answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harrington.
Let me know.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
16 ayes, 1 opposed. Mr. Harrington.
Okay, G, 24725.
G 24725, resolution accepting funding from the New York State Department of Health for the Rabies Program Grant, Department of Health, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Generin, Rogers, and Nichols.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 24825.
G 24825, resolution authorizing the purchase of furniture from the Highway Department garage for the new highway garages in Berlin, Hoosick, and Brunswick, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 24925.
G 24925, resolution authorizing acceptance of grant award from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, District Attorney, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 25025.
G 25025, resolution creating a part-time automotive mechanic helper position and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Auto Maintenance Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 25125.
G 25125, resolution authorizing acceptance of state aid from the New York State Consolidated Local Street and Highway Improvement Program, CHIPS, and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 25225.
G 25225, resolution authorizing payment to resolve pending litigation, county attorney, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 25325.
G 25325, resolution amending the 2025 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, county executive, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 25425.
G 25425 has been withdrawn by sponsor.
G, 25525.
G 25525, resolution amending a contract for design and construction phase services for the miscellaneous plan improvements and aeration system upgrades projects, Rensselaer County Sewer District Number 1, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 25625.
G 25625, resolution authorizing the purchase of highway equipment, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
Madam Chair, can I speak again?
Mr. Harrington?
This is a paint truck. Of course, if we're gonna do 320 miles of road, we don't need it at all next year. But I don't know if we're gonna do that much. I questioned this last month, and it takes about 4 people to run a paint truck correctly. And I asked if we were hiring any additional help to do this, and I was told no, we're gonna do it with the help we have. I don't know how that's gonna come about, because, I mean, this thing, lots of our painting has been done in the evening after hours by the contract companies that we hire. I mean, we gave up painting umpteen years ago, and I've been here a long time, so, you know, because of the difficulty handling paint and cleaning the equipment and taking the time after hours to paint. So I just think it's a bad idea. If we're gonna do it within, it's gonna take other work away from those 4 people, because they can't work nights and work days. So I don't understand how we're gonna handle this painting. And I really don't think that's the thing. I said last month, and I'll say once again, if we're looking to save money, we could do more of our own paving. We've got an excellent paving crew, excellent. And we don't use them to the fullest extent. I think they could take some of the work away from contractors, I guess, but we could do it within, and they're doing a real great job. So if we're looking to save money, I think we ought to save it on that end rather than trying to paint our own lines. So I'm a no. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harrington. Mr. Bailey?
I think that as legislators, we don't do the hiring and firing of who goes to the highway department. We're just supposed to supply the equipment for the people to do the jobs with. The cost of this machine would be less than 2 years of striping by the bids that came in. So I think that we are done our due diligence by looking at the machine, doing the backup, and supplying the machine to our people. How they use it, who uses it, if they need to hire more people, that's not in our department. We are here to give them the equipment to do the job that they need on the highways. I think that we have done that, and I will be voting yes on this.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey. Mr. Fiacco?
Yes, I also agree. Listen, how I feel about it, you're giving the equipment to the people to do the job. I mean, it's not up to us. I got an idea that my brother, he works for the county and stuff, there's time that they could actually go out, they got extra time. But what I'm saying is that we're giving them the equipment to do the work. It's not up to make them do it. That's not our job. We're giving the equipment, paying for it. And I'm voting yes on this because I think it's a good project, or not project, but equipment for our people to be able to do the work. If, you know, we have people who are pushing the guys to do the work. That's all I'm saying. I'm voting in the affirmative.
Thank you, Mr. Fiacco. Mr. Fleming?
Madam Chairman, I agree with, and fellow legislators, I agree with Mr. Harrington on all his points really concerning no one to operate this. And, you know, if you look at G50, we do hire people. We just did. We hired a part-time person for the, or we didn't hire, we approved to approve a hiring. And we can do that. We can do resolutions for ourselves, by ourselves to hire folks. They can throw, you know, veto, whatever they want to do. But the fact remains that the highway department is really a bare bones at this point, employee-wise. I worked for the highway department in 1970, and I think there was 100 people there at the time. You know, don't get me wrong, things have changed from 1970 till now. However, the fact remains that the paving, snow plowing, ditches, brush, they're full out. They don't have time to do this. I think it'd be foolish of us to purchase this piece of equipment and have it sit there for a couple of years with nothing happening and wondering why, and taxpayers' money sitting there in the garage with nothing to do. I'm voting against it. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming. Okay, anybody else? Okay, take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
11 ayes, 6 noes.
So moved. G, 25725.
G 25725, resolution approving Greco Construction to make repairs and improvements to the legislative chambers, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 25825.
G 25825, resolution authorizing purchase of furniture for the new Board of Elections Offices Bureau of Central Services, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G, 25925.
G 25925, resolution amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, county executive, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P, 26025.
P 26025, resolution reappointing a trustee to Hudson Valley Community College, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Nichols.
Madam Chairwoman, if I may.
Mr. Grimm?
On this resolution, appointing trustee, for my colleague, Mr. Grant, I'm going to vote in favor of it. But before we vote on it, I just wanted to recognize that, for 20 years or more, we have had, the legislature has had a majority kind of positioning with the board of the Hudson Valley Community College. And as we all know, in the past year or two, the college has come under quite a bit of scrutiny. We ourselves, with the county executive's office, has had to intervene and take over some control of things. Saying that, that is a reflection on us as a legislative body as well. So I just want to bring up the significance of this appointment that we're doing today, and to, encourage Mr. Grant going forward on this, that he shares the importance of our entire legislative body, and that how we are also part of this, and how important it is for all of us in the county to make sure that the gem that we used to call Hudson Valley remains that way, and it's been tarnished for the past couple of years. So I couldn't vote on this without acknowledging. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grimm. If I could, I'd like to offer just comments to that. And, we've been involved in several of those conversations with the board at Hudson Valley and leadership at Hudson Valley and here as well. And I can tell you, Mr. Grant has been stellar in talking about the issues that the college has had and trying to address those timely and appropriately and fairly. And obviously, Tom, I am going to vote in favor of your appointment because I've seen the work that you've been doing since you've been on the board at Hudson Valley, and you're very involved. So I'd like to congratulate you, commend you on volunteering to do this again, and just want to offer my thanks for your work on this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
16, 1 abstention, Mr. Grant.
Congratulations, Tom.
No.
P, 26125.
P 26125, resolution establishing a public hearing date on the Hudson Valley Community College budget for fiscal year 2025-2026, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Nichols.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P, 26225.
P 26225, resolution commending the Honorable Ellen Pangburn upon being awarded the New York State Town Clerks Association Registered Municipal Clerk designation, introduced by legislators Grant, Hoffman, Bailey, Fiacco, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P, 26325.
P 26325, resolution commending the Country Club of Troy on their 100th anniversary, introduced by legislators Casal, Hoffman, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 26425.
P 26425, resolution commending Antonia Mazzarello upon the occasion of being named president of the Italian Community Center, introduced by legislators Cassell, Hoffman, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 26525.
P 26525, resolution commending the Hoosick Valley School Odyssey of the Mind team upon their successful performance in the 2025 state championship, introduced by legislators Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. And that is it for our index. Legislative privilege. Do I have
Motion to
a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn? Mr. Gendron, second. Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thanks, everybody. Have a good night and be safe.